Hello. Our team consists of Douglas Jeter, Jennifer Hines, and Brandy Wilson. We have decided to do our case analysis over Walmart. From Walmart's first opening in 1962, it has become a global retail company with an annual revenue of $5.14 billion. It employs 2.2 million people with over 11,000 stores in 27 countries. Walmart's mission statement is saving people money so they can live better, which is derived from its founder, Sam Walton. Basically, Walmart wants to be the place where if someone wants something or they need something, then they can automatically think about checking for Walmart first. Its long-term strategy has continuously been to have minimal cost in order to gain a competitive financial advantage. Here's where we're going to talk about the five forces model and how Walmart fits into those forces. The threat of new entrants is high. Although Walmart is a retail giant, smaller retailers can enter into the market and compete on the basis of convenience and location and other factors. Dollar General is a good example of this. Walmart's distribution system has an established infrastructure that is not attainable for most companies. However, rivals can compete on a smaller scale and still be effective. The threat of substitutions is low. There are many substitutions and varieties within the stores. The wide selections within the Walmart stores is what makes people want to go there first. They want to go into the store, know it's going to be there, find it, and leave. Bargaining power of suppliers is low. Their bargaining power in this five forces model is low because of the large quantities that they purchase. Also, they are not brand loyal. They will switch from one supplier to another. Walmart is known for not committing to long-term contracts with their suppliers because they say that their loyalties lie with their customers and they want to keep their prices down. Bargaining power of customers is also low. Walmart does have a lot of customers, but they usually shop as individuals and they usually make relatively small purchases. The five forces model that Walmart is also high on is in the area of competitive rivalry. This is because of their many competitors from various industries. Walmart is so diversified within its own company that it has to compete with rivals in retail and in home goods and groceries and automotives and fuel. Walmart's rivals with companies both online and in brick and mortar stores. Amazon, Target, and Costco are examples of their rivals. The exit barriers are also high. Walmart is not a store that can just liquidate and close its stores overnight. So overall, Walmart's threats are mainly low, with the exceptions in the areas of competitive rivalry and also new entrants.
So for Walmart and the competitive weapons, we think about things like advertising and the just mass amounts of advertising they do, whether it be online or commercials on TV, radio, like the sales flyer. They saturate really anywhere in the market with advertising in order to try to gain business. Another competitive weapon they have is greater product selection. Walmart is truly like the one-stop shop. So people don't want to run all over town to 4 or 5 different places when they could go one place and get everything. And Walmart has sort of specialized in that. You can get fuel, groceries, things for your house, automotive, clothing, you name it, they've probably got it. And because of that greater product selection, it is definitely a competitive weapon for them. Discounted pricing is another competitive weapon. Things they often say are rollback. We hear the rollback pricing and the everyday low pricing. Because they're so large, they're able to discount their pricing in order to gain new customers. That's why Walmart is commonly referred to as the mom and pop shop killer. They just, the little mom and pop shops can't compete because of pricing. Pricing is so low that customers will go there in order to save money, and it often runs some of the other stores out of business because they can't compete with the discounted pricing. And then building a bigger, better dealer network is another competitive weapon. There's Walmarts all over. If you think about Abilene and how many either supersized Walmarts or the neighborhood markets, Sam's Club, it's pretty saturated. And I think that goes to say from everywhere, Walmart has definitely built a big network of stores and make sure they're available all over the place for customers to come and shop. Next slide, please. Okay, let's talk about Walmart's revenue. As you can see, over the last 5 years, their revenue has increased pretty significantly, especially in 2019. The quarter ended January in 2019. They were at $514 billion in revenue. But when you look at the gross profit margin, their profit margins have kind of bounced all over the place, and they're actually down as of January 2019 at 24.5%. So since their revenues are increasing significantly and the gross profit margin isn't really following, that tells us that they've got some significant costs that they should probably consider. There's a lot of overhead, wages, there's things like this that they have to pay for, lawsuits, the advertising costs are tremendous, cost of the products for resale. So one thing Walmart should do is really take a look at their cost and their overhead and see what is having a direct effect on their profit margin. They have substantial revenue. Obviously, they are a money-making business. So they have revenue to keep growing, but their profit margins, obviously we want them to grow and keep growing as well as the revenue. So the cost is something that they really should consider and look at to see what is them so much in profit margins. Next slide, please. Okay, for Walmart SWOT analysis, let's start with the strengths. They are a global name. They have over 11,000 stores. They're in 27 different countries. They employ millions of people. So their name is worldwide. It is known everywhere you go. That is a huge strength for them. And because of this, they are huge. They are a very large company. They are very efficient in their purchasing because they're so large. They're able to work with suppliers and really work on getting goods at a good price and able to resell the goods at a lower price as well. And they're very efficient on their supply chain. And obviously these strengths are very helpful to Walmart, and a lot of these are internal factors why they are so strong. Their weaknesses are low profit margins, like we just talked about. Their strategy can be copied, and sometimes it's attempted with things like Super Target, Costco, things like that. These companies are trying to recreate what Walmart's doing in creating a one-stop shop. Lawsuits and high turnover, those are other weaknesses that obviously cost them a lot of money, and it is harmful to their company. The low profit margins is one that I think the strategy being copied, the lawsuits, the high turnover, those are all directly linked back to the profit margin and why they're low. The opportunities for Walmart, things they are doing now, curbside pickup, and things that they're going to continue to expand on. Curbside pickup, online orders, expanding into countries that they're not in right now, and then improving sustainability. The curbside pickup and online orders is a huge thing right now in our society. Every store is moving to it, and so the more options they can provide, the customers are coming, purchasing from them, but they're not even walking in the store. They're pulling into the parking lot and texting a number to get their goods. And it is very convenient. people use it. And so the more they can create an opportunity for things like that, the better they're going to be. The threats for Walmart, Amazon, Target, Costco, these are huge threats, especially moving towards online instead of brick and mortar stores. Everyone is using online retailers. That's why Amazon is so huge right now, and they are a major threat to Walmart. Also, there's movements to support local businesses, especially in rural small towns. This is a huge thing to try to keep the local mom and pop businesses in business. People are creating movements in order to support them, even if it means sometimes paying a little bit more in price. So that is a definite threat to Walmart. Perception and labor force turmoil are also threats to Walmart as they continue to grow, and with that kind of goes hand in hand with the turnover in their labor force. People want more wages, they want better benefits, they want better hours. So these are all things that are threats to Walmart and things that they have to consider in order to remain a successful company.
Next slide, please. All right. Walmart utilizes a vertical scope to keep costs down. As the company has grown, they have created their own supply and distribution chain. They have vendors build manufacturing plants by their distribution points to cut down on outside shipping costs. The company also utilizes a diversification strategy, but not in the usual sense. Due to it being a superstore, they're diversified by the different departments within the store. There may be fluctuations in like the volume of car needs or home improvement needs, depending on the economy, but in those instances, they have like a shift in sales to the other department to offset it. Walmart also diversifies by having different types of stores, such as the neighborhood Walmart and Sam's Club. Next slide, please. At Walmart, the planning for human resource management begins at the corporate level with the highest HR position in the company. Analysis and policies are based on a bottom-up approach to the company. Anyway, they do that so that they can meet the numbers needed at each location. Each store has its own human resource department to handle localized policies or issues. And this allows the HR to have a direct influence on employee retention, which helps reduce turnover cost. They can retain employees through promotions, development and training, recognition, and bonuses. It also provides a way for the company to have a direct influence on employee performance, attitude, and behavior. Through their proper human resource management, Walmart's able to sustain its competitive edge, ensure customer satisfaction, and protect its profit margins. The decision to focus on cost as a business model is a rational one, and one that a fully competitive market would likely reward if a company could maintain its low price leadership. Therefore, Walmart subjects the managers to a vigorous carrot and stick approach to encourage them to keep the labor costs down. Well, it's no surprise that the company wants to keep an eye on wages because they directly affect their overhead cost. If they can get someone to do the same job for a cheaper rate, well, it's obviously beneficial to the company. The emphasis of training at Walmart has caused a new training app to develop through Box, and it's referred to as the Academy. And it's a slick little app that they've come out with. The app is designed specifically with the company's end goals and user demographics in mind. And the technology, it's really user friendly. So even the employees with like low technological skills, they're actually able to use this app. And then once a user finishes all of those the training on that app, they actually have a graduation ceremony for them, and there are some stories associated with that are really remarkable. Anyway, that program, it gives the employees the skills that they need. It increases their motivation, and it introduces them to sales techniques and provides more knowledge on merchandising. Next slide, please. Walmart's gross profit margin is 24.5% and has remained consistent for over 10 years. Their revenues have held strong over the cost of goods, keeping this percentage consistent. Their net profit margin was above 3% from 2006 to 2016. However, there has been a decline in recent years, and currently it's in between 1 and 2%. Looking at the trends on these numbers, it looks like revenues have continued to grow while net income has declined. The company's costs appear to be rising, and they're having an effect on the net profits. The retailer, it clearly has the revenue to stay successful, but they should consider looking at costs to see what's driving down the net profits and the net profit margins. But financially speaking, Walmart is at a healthy growth rate, and it continues to be able to perform in a way that's pleasing to their shareholders, and it solidifies their place within the global market. The financial conclusion regarding Walmart is one that it's a solid, stable company worth investing in. Like many companies, it's had its hiccups as it's gone along the way, but it continues to be a favorable place for people in search of low pricing to go shop. So as it forges it ahead with its online presence and steps up its curbside service, the company will continue to remain a solid global corporation. Last slide, please. Thank you.
Okay.